Okay, so order of operations. So order of operations tells us the order to solve expressions with multiple steps. So make sure you're copying these down in your notes so that you'll be ready to upload. When we're done here today, my goal is to have you upload your notes and your assignment, and you won't have to worry about them. So the order of operations is what you've probably heard a million times from your math teachers is Pemdas. So our P stands for parentheses. So we always do the parentheses first. If there's parentheses, we do that first. Then we move on to exponents, then multiplying or dividing. So the M and the D kind of go together. Multiply or divide are kind of the same step, and then add or subtract as the last step. So let's look at a couple examples. Say we have something like 2 times 5 plus 3 minus 1. Okay, so we want to start at the top of Pemdas and work our way down. So first, are there any parentheses? Yes, there are parentheses. So that's what we're going to do first. So now we're going to have 2, but we need to simplify our 5 plus 3, which is 8, minus 1. Then look for exponents. No exponents. So then we can move on to multiplying and dividing. So next we are going to multiply, which gives us 2 times 8, which is 16, minus 1. And now we can do our adding and subtracting, which in this case we are subtracting. And so 16 minus 1 is 15. All right, let's do a second example. We have 3 times 5 plus 2 to the second power. So let's start at the top. Are there any parentheses? There's no parentheses. Okay, go tell Daddy.
Daddy is on the phone.
Okay, well, you have to go tell him Mommy can't right now. Sorry about that. Okay, so there's no parentheses. So then we go to exponents. And we have exponents. So that's what we're going to do first. Simplify the exponent. And so 2 to the second power, remember that's 2 multiplied 2 times. So that is 4. And then we still have our 3 times 5 plus 4. Now we move on. Now that we did exponents, we move on to our multiplying and dividing. So in this case, it looks like we have some multiplying to do. So then next we will multiply. And 3 times 5 is 15. Then we bring down our plus 4. So now we have 15 plus 4. So our last step is we can add and subtract. So in this case, we are going to add. Go find grandma then.
Mine
Just-
went to Untitled Chapter.
Oh. Go find your dad.
But I can't.
Okay. Go.
Watch me.
He will.
Don't you want me?
Go find him, Tate. My husband is slacking on dad duty. Sorry. So we add 15 plus 4, and that is 19. Go, Tate. Okay, sorry, you guys. I will be right back. Okay, so we're on page 16 in our workbook, and we're going to practice doing some order of operations. So for number 1, we have 9 minus parentheses 8 minus 5. So Pemdas tells us we have to do the parentheses first. So 8 minus 5 is 3. Then we just have 9 minus 3. There's no multiplying or dividing there, so we can do our adding and subtracting. 9 minus 3 is 6. Okay, and then for number 2, we have 25 divided by 7 minus 2. So we want to do in this case, we can't really do the dividing first before the adding and subtracting. So we're going to have to do the 7 minus 2 first, which is 5. And then we have 25 divided by 5, which is 5, because 5 times 5 is 25. For number 3, we need to do our parentheses first. So 10 plus 6 is 16. And then we bring down our 6. And so now we can do our multiplying and dividing. So 6 times 16, the big number. Let's use a calculator. Which is 96. Any questions so far? Okay, number 4, we have 5 plus 5 minus 9. So no parentheses, no exponents, no multiplying or dividing. So we're just going to do our adding and subtracting. So we could just go left to right. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 minus 9 is 1. Okay, so I want to have you guys do some practice and then we can go over it. So, Allie, can you do 5 and 6? So as I tell you, go ahead and circle it on your paper so you know which ones you're doing. Allie, can you do 5 and 6? Alyssa, can you do 7 and 8? Angelina, can you do 9 and 10? Angelo, can you do 11 and 12? Anthony, 13 and 14. Ava, 15 and 16. Delia, 17 and 18. Isabella, 19 and 20. And then Jaslyn, 21 and 22. Leonel, 23 and 24. Robin, 25 and 26. And Sergio, 27 and 28. and I'll do 29 and 30. Then we'll leave here with our assignment totally done. Okay, Sergio, that's okay. You can still just write down the problems then on your blank piece of paper. So still write down, you can just write your answers as we go along, but that way you still have your assignment to turn in. And then Lynell, you haven't received your workbook either, so same thing, just get a blank piece of paper. And then here you go, Sergio, for 27 and 28, it's up. And then let me go back, Lionel, and I will give you your numbers, show you your numbers. Okay, so we still have at least 3 people that don't have their workbooks. Let me write it down. Alyssa, who's your teacher of record? And Sergio, you received your workbook, you just can't find it? Okay, so you have it. And then Lionel, did you have not received your workbook yet? Lionel, if you haven't, oh, you don't know. Okay. Yes, Sergio, 27 and 28. So Lionel, who's your teacher of record so that I can find out? Okay, and then let me go back to the first page. So Alyssa, there's 7 and 8 for you. Okay. Okay, I'll give you 1 more minute to finish up your 2 problems, and then I'm gonna have you come off mute and tell me the steps that you did to simplify, and then tell me your answer. Lionel, don't worry about it because you're way at the end, 23, 24, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. So you can do them with me when we get to them. All right. So Allie, what did you do for number 5 first?
For number 5, I used multiplication to get the
Right? To simplify the exponent?
yeah.
Good.
Which I got 2 because 1 plus 1 times 2 is 2. Plus 5 is 7.
Okay, really close. So just careful. Remember, 1 squared, that means that's just 1 multiplied 2 times. So that's 1 times 1.
Oh, so it's 1.
So that would be 1, and then 1 plus 5 would give us
6.
Good. Thank you. And then what about for number 6?
For number 6, I added 6 plus 6, which is 12. Then I subtracted 5, which I got 7.
Excellent. Thank you very much. All right, Alyssa, number 7.
I just added 2 plus 7 plus 10, which I got 19.
Excellent. Thank you. And number 8?
I added 8 and then 2 and then divided 10 by 5, which I got 2.
Excellent. Thank you. And then Angelina, number 9.
For number 9, I did 9 times 9, which is 81, and then I did minus 5, which is 76.
Excellent. Thank you.
And then for number 10, I did 20 times 3, which was 60.
Very good. Thank you. Angelo, number 11 and 12.
For 11, I did 9 minus 4 first, and that equals 5, which made a fraction of 5/5, and that's 1.
Excellent.
And for number 12, I did the fraction first, the division, and I did 21 divided by 7, which equals 3.
Excellent.
And 8 plus 3, which equals 11.
Excellent. Very good. Thank you, Angelo. And then Anthony, 13 and 14.
I did 18 divided by 3, which equals 6. And then I did 5 times 6 with 6, which equals 30.
Excellent.
And then for number 14, I did 1 plus 9, which equals 10. And I did 10 times 8, which equals 80.
Excellent. Thank you. And then Ava, number 15 and 16.
I did 7 divided by 7, which is 1, plus 2 is,
Very good. And 16?
and then 5 times 3 is 15, minus 1 equals 14.
Excellent. Thank you. And then Delia for 17.
So for number 17, I got 9 plus 1 equals 10 times 9 equals 90.
Excellent.
And then for number 18, 7 minus 4 equals 3 times 9 equals 27.
Very good. Thank you. Isabella, 19 and 20.
I did 1 plus 6, which is 7, and then I did 7 times 9, which is 63.
Excellent.
And then I did 2 times 6, which is 12 minus 3, and I got 9.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. And then I think these are Lionel's, right? 21 and 22. Robin, did you have 23 and 24?
No, I had 25 and 26.
I did 21 and 22.
Jaslyn. Okay. Thanks, Jaslyn. 21 and 22.
Okay, so first I added -2 plus 4 and got 2. And then
Okay.
I divided the -4 and 2 and got -2.
Excellent.
And then number 22, I multiplied the -5 times 8 and got -40. And then I subtracted, oh no, and then I multiplied the -2 and got -80.
So if we have a -40 times a -2,
So it'd just be 80.
it would be positive 80. Very
Yeah,
good.
my bad.
Thank you, Jaslyn. Okay, and then Lionel, I think you were 23 and 24. So what would you do first for 23?
Okay, I would first add the 6 and 2, because if there's two, like if there's a minus and a negative number behind it, that means it becomes a positive.
You're right, but we got to do our order of operations first. So remember, we have to do our parentheses and exponents first before we do any of the adding and subtracting.
Okay.
So first we want to do -6 squared. So -6, that means -6 is being multiplied 2 times. So what's -6 times -6?
-12.
Oh, we're multiplying. So what's 6 times 6?
12.
6 plus 6 would be 12. 6 times 6, if you have 6 groups of 6, you're going to have 36. And so since they're both negative, we said, remember, if they're the same sign, then it's always going to be positive. So that's a positive 36 that we get there. And then we still have our 2 minus 36. So now if we do 2 minus our positive 36, which is just 2 minus 36, we're going to get negative 34. Do you want to try number 24, Lino?
Okay.
So remember, we have to do parentheses and exponents first, which we don't have. So then we do our multiplying and dividing. So let's start with the dividing here. What's negative 18 divided by 9?
That equals 9. No, 2.
Didn't you think? Yes, there we go. So negative 2, and then we still have our times negative 6. So negative 2 times negative 6 is positive 12. Thank you, Lionel. Okay, and then Robin, 25 and 26.
So for 25, I did -5 times 8, which equals -40. And then times -1 would be just 40.
Excellent, thank you. And 26?
So 26 would be -12 plus 6 equals -6 divided by -6 equals 1.
Positive 1, excellent. Thank you, Robin. And Sergio, 27 and 28. Okay, so Sergio sent me in the chat. So let's see, if we have -8 minus -6, so whenever we subtract a negative, it becomes positive. So we have to do our parentheses first. So -8 plus 6 is -2. So we have -6 minus -2. So we have a minus and negative again. So those become positive. So -6 plus 2, they battle it out, and -4 wins. And for 28, we would do 20 times 2, which is 40, divided by 10, which is 4. And I'll do the last two. -5 minus 1, we have to do our parentheses first. That's -6. Then we can multiply -6 times -3, which is positive 18. -14 divided by -2 is positive 7. 7 minus 1 is 6. All right, we're done almost on time. 10:32. Oh, it just turned to 10:33. So you guys are done with your first order of operations assignment and your notes. Are there any questions? Okay, you guys are free to go. If you have questions, feel free. You can all stay on for a few minutes if you want to ask me.
Have a great day.
Thank you guys. Have a good week.
Thank you.
You too. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.